Why are you gay?
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay.
Oh shit. Here we go again.
Welcome back to the pod. Today we're going to talk about nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
We're going back. I was born in 1992.
1987.
All right, so we got about 5 years here between us. So there's a little bit that happened that 5 years. What happened? Might have been within those 5 years, you think?
Oh, well, I got out of diapers.
Okay,
Stop shitting my pants.
uh, are you sure?
I stopped
you
shitting my
sure?
pants regularly.
Okay, now it's irregular.
Now it's irregular.
All right, perfect.
Oh, I feel like the cartoons.
Ooh, did they evolve pretty good in those 5 years?
Well, I was into obviously Looney Tunes.
Who was your favorite character?
Oh, Daffy Duck.
Really?
100% Daffy
I'm a
Duck.
Taz man.
Everyone likes Taz.
Yeah, I got some Taz on me.
Wow.
For sure. Like Taz. He's Ricky. Man, who else? Yosemite Sam's a fun character.
Yosemite
too.
Sam's
Yeah.
really good.
The
Yeah.
Martian.
Yeah, Marvin the Martian. Yeah, everyone loves Tweety.
Tweety's good, yeah.
Tweety Bird. Bugs Bunny, obviously. What about Lola Bunny?
Oh,
We're
Lola-
going a few years ahead here, but let's just talk about Lola Bunny here for a second.
Okay, so
First Space Jam.
I was first introduced to Lola Bunny through Space Jam. I think that's where everybody was.
What about second Space Jam?
Oh, well, let's get through the first Space Jam first here.
Okay.
OG stuff. So our boy MJ, Michael Jordan, he was the champ. He's still the best
He's the
basketball
GOAT.
player in the world, in my opinion. Just because he's, he might not be the best player or best scorer or whatever. I don't really watch sports, but he was just so iconic of that time period.
Yeah.
Is why I would class it. But Lola Bunny, man, why did they got all of the teenage boys hooked on that shit? Lola Bunny, she had a thing about her.
She had that wiggle.
She had that wiggle. It's still a great movie though.
But what I was trying to say is you look at her in the second Space Jam.
They definitely made her more a little family friendly.
Yeah. She was not hot.
Yeah, I think that's on purpose. Yeah, for sure. I think they're trying to change things up with how kids are seeing the world.
Yeah.
I think we're in more of a sensitive time, but not. It's very strange because you watch some things from back when we were younger, and then there's little bits of weird racism or pretty dirty jokes, or beating your wife jokes, and
Yeah.
there's some stuff in there that is quite questionable on today's standards. So I think they're probably just being extra careful with what they're trying to show.
Yeah,
the youth,
with what
right?
kids are being shown. But what other cartoons? Remember Pinky and the Brain?
Ooh, Narf.
Animaniacs.
Yeah, see, those were solid. They were fun. They had so much energy to them. You want to know a show that was actually not too bad either? It was Powerpuff Girls. Remember that one?
I didn't really watch it.
No,
But
there's. Okay, I guess that's where the generation changes because you went to.
But they had shows that were for girls and for boys. So you had your Powerpuff Girls, and then the same creators, I believe, made Dexter's Laboratory.
Oh, Dexter's Laboratory. Yeah.
Didi, get out of my laboratory!
Man, what a great show! I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents was funny
That was
too.
a good
I loved
one, yeah.
Timmy Turner's mom. There you go, don't you know?
So Minnesota.
Oh man, there's
Oh,
so
like
many good
Biker
ones.
Mice from Mars.
Oh yes.
What a mess.
I had a Biker Mice from Mars little action figure.
Yeah.
You'd pull it back and the thing would go ripping across
Hell yeah.
the carpet. Yeah, that was pretty great.
We had Power Rangers,
Power Rangers was all right. Yeah. Pokemon. Do
Pokemon.
you remember Pokemon?
Oh
Like, were
god.
you into
I
that?
remember Pokemon cards and Pogs
Pog. Yeah,
being
Pogs.
banned at my elementary school because we would start fights over them.
Oh shit.
Like we had like a whole Pog arena for recess and lunch, and people would get into straight up fights over 'em.
So with Pog, um, what was that game? How did it work again? Didn't you have to
They were
have
milk cows, and you would put them face down, two face down. Like you put in one, I put in one,
right?
and then you had your
Your
slammers.
big slammer, which was your heavy one, which
Yeah,
was
the
your metal or
plastic one,
plastic,
metal or plastic. Yeah,
and you would try slam it into these Pogs and
yeah,
try to get
and
it
try
to
to
flip
flip
over.
them over.
And then that's how you, okay, right.
Yeah,
That was so much fun. But that was aggressive,
it
right? Like that
was.
was, that was that makes sense. That was, yeah, Pogs were great. My brother had a bunch of those.
I remember I bought a whole set at a Salvation Army thrift store.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Like for it was like $2 for like the Pog Arena, the board, and then you can like hold Pogs in it. And there was like probably 200 Pogs as well with it for like $2. And
That's a good deal.
I kept that for years. And then I took it to a collector store. And I was like, hey, just curious, what's all this worth? And they gave me $500 for it.
Damn, you pawned your life,
So,
your youth away.
it was probably worth 4 times that, but
Either way, you only paid $2
I paid
for it.
$2
And
for it.
you got to play with it for a
I
while.
held on to it for like 10 years.
Well, that's all right. Yeah, like what other? They're Pokemon.
Pokemon cards
So
were huge. They're still
I was
huge.
big into Pokemon when I was a kid. Like I used to.
Who's your favorite Pokemon?
Hmm, I don't know if I have a favorite.
Charizard.
Well, Charizard was everybody's favorite because it was the most powerful.
Yeah.
But favorite wise, like what was the most unique and cool one? I think it was one of the like hypnotic ones. They were pretty neat. But I only look at them for the first 150.
Oh yeah, there's like
Or what is it? 150
there's 150
51.
original. No, 150 wasn't it? Or was Mewtwo number 151?
I don't know for sure, but it's yeah,
But yeah, the
there's
the original TV show and stuff. We all watched it.
that brings
Loved
back
that
so
show.
many good memories for me though.
Yeah.
I remember sitting, I went to my grandparents took care of us a lot when we were kids, which that doesn't happen as much anymore as it used to either. Just life's so fucking expensive that everybody has to work and they don't have
Yeah.
a grandma at home. But yeah, we used to sit there at grandma's place after school, and we had the big old TV in a box, and it was a piece of furniture back then.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like here's a TV. It was like you went to Sears and you bought a piece of furniture, but it was your TV. So there was this big box TV that was on the floor. It was 27-inch.
Remember the sound it made when you turned it on? Like
Oh yeah, the tube lighting up. Yeah. Oh man, that hit so good.
yeah. You didn't have a remote for it.
There
Okay, I'm going back a
was
few more
there
years
was a
here.
remote, but I remember you still the buttons were pretty satisfying to push.
Yeah.
But those were good. Yeah, we used to sit there on the floor, right in front of the TV, watching Pokemon. It was such a good show back then.
Mhm.
It captured the world. And then there was Digimon after that.
Digimon,
There was
yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I never really watched Yu-Gi-Oh.
I did a little bit of the Yu-Gi-Oh thing, but Pokemon was kind of my big one.
I feel like Digimon was just like a rip-off of Pokemon.
So we used to
You gotta
watch.
remember, like, Pokemon was around in Japan for a long
Well, I
time
believe
before it hit.
about a year, I think. I think
I think it was
I
longer.
think it started up in '97 in Japan, and then in '98 it came to Canada,
Oh, okay.
I believe. So where was I going with that? I was gonna tell you about YTV.
I loved White.
YTV,
Zone.
the Zone with Sugar. and Carlos.
I remember the guy. I can't remember its name, but it was just the face in the TV. No,
I
not Ed. I'm thinking Ed the Sock from Much Music. Remember Ed the Sock from Much Music?
Much Music was
Okay, we're going
pretty
off topic. We're on YTV right now, but yeah, the Zone. That would be like all your Pokemon was on there, X-Men,
good. Yep,
yeah,
yep. There was
Spider-Man, like all your after school
all of
cartoons.
them.
Yeah.
It was the cartoon stop. So there was a contest. So it was an Ontario-based company where we were in Alberta, so you could still play on these contests. They it was to win a scooter. It was a Razor scooter. It was a
Oh, God.
yellow Razor scooter, and it was had Nesquik brand on it, the one with the rabbit. And they had this thing on the. It was I can't remember when it was, but it was on YTV, and it was you call in, and they asked a question, and you call if you're the whatever number caller you get to answer the question. If you get it right, then you get this thing sent to you. Well, motherfucker, I got on that phone, dialed that number, and answered that goddamn question, and I won myself
No
a
shit.
yellow Razor Nesquik scooter. I was so happy. I even remember the question. It was, "What are Pokemon?" And the answer was
Pocket
Pocket
Monsters.
Monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, no, that was a pretty cool time. Like
that's cool.
I still have a bunch of the Pokemon cards from my youth. Like it's crazy what some of those things can be worth now.
Oh yeah. Like you look at the old like the shinies, the
Hmm.
shiny Charizard in like perfect condition.
Yeah, like the first
They're like
edition
ten
one.
thousand dollar card.
They can be, yeah. Like
Mhm.
I know there's like you get a PSA 10, which is the grading system. You can get like some crazy price out of them. Okay, so you were talking about Much Music.
Much Music.
It was another Canadian
Yeah.
music station where they played all the music videos, and there used to be channels on TV on just the regular cable that everybody bought, where it would just be music videos all day long. There was the country one,
CMT.
CMT Country. There was Much Music. There was MTV.
There was the French. There was like a French version of M or Much Music. I can't remember what they called it though.
But
Um,
yeah, I don't know what that one was either. But yeah, there was so much cool stuff. There was a great little song there that still sticks with me. It's where they were sitting on the crapper. Sitting on the crapper, waiting for something to happen. Nothing's gonna happen at all. Bump, bump, bump. Yeah, it was hilarious. It was that's what we had. That was our like YouTube back in the day. You'd go on there and we'd watch, some music videos. You'd see what Eminem dressed up as fucking Robin.
yeah. Do you remember that show, Video Arcade Top 10? I think it was called Video Arcade or something, where
No,
like the people would be in the studio playing the game, and they'd have people at home that were like their part. Like you didn't have to play the game, but do you remember that
I
show?
don't remember that
Oh,
one. No.
well, I won. I won a game on that show
Oh,
once.
okay,
Yeah,
sweet. Tell me about it.
I can't remember what the game was, but it was back in like the Sega Genesis days.
Oh,
So I
nice.
remember in the mail I got a Sega Genesis game. Yeah, I didn't even know. Like I think I had mailed in or something an entry, and then they don't even tell you that you're on an episode. Like obviously, like they say your name. That's about it. And then I got a thing in the mail with like the game. I think it was like probably like Sonic the Hedgehog or something.
Okay, nice.
And then a little thing saying, "Hey, yeah, you're player one. This is the day the episode airs." Blah blah blah. I think I was like 10 or 11.
That's freaking
I was
cool.
pretty young.
So you got on there and you checked it out?
Oh yeah, I
Nice.
always watched that show.
Were you weren't filmed on it though?
No, 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 no.
Okay, they just said your name.
Yeah, no. Like they've got the kids in the studio, like on the set playing the game, and then there's your at home partner or whatever they would call it. It was just people that mailed in. They'd be
Great.
like, "This is so and so from so and so, and they're playing for Aaron from Victoria, BC."
Oh, okay, I get what you're
Yeah,
saying. I think that yeah, I missed that. I didn't. I don't think I was ever on that one or seen that one. Hmm. Any other notable TV shows or
Oh God, there's so many.
ooh,
Remember Recess?
oh,
I love
Recess.
that show.
Yeah, Hey Arnold.
Yeah, Hey Arnold.
Oh man, there's yeah, or the Wild Thornberries.
Yes.
There was some good cartoons. Like we had, I don't know, like I think today's cartoons probably are still good. We just don't enjoy them. We don't appreciate them like we used to back then.
And then we had like the other cartoons that weren't necessarily for kids, but we watched
Oh,
like The
like on Spike
Simpsons.
TV.
Oh,
Uh, The Simpsons. Yeah. Okay.
everyone watched The Simpsons when they were kids.
Yeah, I would hope so. Family Guy.
Family Guy, South Park,
Yeah, I didn't really watch much South Park. That was a little
South Park.
that was a little out of what I was allowed to watch.
Oh yeah, I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Man, I remember when Spike TV came out. Ren and Stimpy was on
Yeah.
there. That was great. Remember
Uh,
MXT? Or it was the dubbed over Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah, dubbed over Chinese. What were they called? The hosts that were
Yeah.
all dressed up in
Oh,
kimonos and stuff, and they would just run through these obstacle courses.
Gila douche.
Giladoosh. What were the other shows like that? American Warrior.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Fucking ripped chicks on there, like taking down
Remember
these dudes.
1,000 Ways to Die?
Oh, that one is a good one. Yeah,
Yeah.
1,000 Ways to Die. There was some crazy shit. Yeah. Hmm. Okay.
Remember? Did you ever watch Undergrads?
I recall it, but I can't remember it.
This is Gimpy and Al. Hey, guy. Rocco.
Yeah.
You gotta look it up. Undergrads, such a good show.
What about what other nostalgic things you feeling? What hits you the most with nostalgia?
Music.
God, music. There's so many moments in my life that I associate with music. What what's some of the most important music to you? Like, is there any, do you have an anthem of that portion of your life? I associate music with death a lot too.
Yeah.
Like I find myself listening to some heavy music when there's death around.
I just listen to like heavy music in general.
Yeah,
Music for me though, like I can
it
listen to
calms the soul.
anything.
You see, I enjoy everything. Like I have everything from goddamn Sunshine on My Shoulders, John Denver, to Slipknot and Beyond or whatever the fuck on my playlist. Like I'll listen to anything. I got some rap, I got hip hop, I
Yeah.
got old country, I got new country, I got any genre you can think of. I'm sure I got something.
But like I just this past week I threw on Alexis on Fire's first album.
Ooh,
Was
dude,
listening to that at work. It just took me back to being like
Access on Fire.
17 years old, 16 years old.
Ooh, let's
And like Alexis on Fire is the band. I've seen them live probably at least 10 times.
damn, I have not.
Because they would come to Victoria like regularly. Like I was in a band when I was 18. We opened for Alexis on Fire
Did
at a
you
bar.
actually?
At a bar, yeah.
What'd you do in the
I
band?
played drums.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. I took you as more of like a skin flute player.
Oh well, $20 is $20.
There you go. All
Anything
right.
for a gig.
Let's let's listen to
I don't know if we
Alexis.
can. It's
We'll
copyright.
pause it. We'll pause it. We're just gonna listen to it because I want to hear that.
Like fucking pulmonary artery.
Is that the song?
Yeah.
Is that what I should be listening to? What song do you think I should hit? What's gonna bring back the most?
Either pulmonary artery or counterparts in number then. Yeah, we can do copyright stuff on a podcast. So we'll have to edit this out.
Is that which album was that from?
It's called Alexis on Fire.
Okay,
It's their first album.
titled.
Yeah.
Oh, the cover art.
Yeah.
Like it's so classic. Just
That's the music video for Counterparts in Number then.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So which one do you want to listen to Counterparts number them?
Sure.
All right. Okay.
Okay, we're
All right,
back
we're
after
back.
listening to some Alexis on Fire.
That was a great song.
Yeah.
Great music. Okay. So you said you played in a band?
I played in a band.
What was your band called?
We were called Trickster.
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 Okay, sweet.
Yeah. We started out by we would just do covers of like Thrice and Under Oath. It's like
Nice.
easy songs. Well, not really easy. Some of them were really hard, but yeah. And then I was friends with a guy that played in a band called The Set, and they actually
That's a good
became a pretty well-known band in Canada. And he was like, "You guys should throw a set together and open for us, or play on this show with us at this little community center." And we're like, "Oh, okay." And so we did that, and then we just started kind of playing shows, writing our own songs and stuff. And a friend of mine's brother was a promoter for one of the bars in Victoria, and Alexis on Fire was coming to play that bar.
Nice.
And one of the opening bands couldn't make it, like the day up. And they're like, he's like, "Hey, do you guys want to do a set?" It was only like a 20-minute set. So
Yeah.
it was like, "Yeah, fuck, let's do it."
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
That's a pretty sweet thing being able
Yeah.
to say you open for
A well-known
a
band.
well-known band. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Ooh, so where were we? We were talking
But
about
like what I call a well-known band and what some other people would call a well-known band is very different. Like I just mentioned Under Oath to you. And you were like, "Yeah, I know that so many people don't know who Under Oath is."
was Under Oath not on like Rock Band though, or
I
like
think they did have,
on one of those? It was on one of the video games.
I believe so. Maybe, yeah. But yeah, not a lot of people know who like Under Oath or like a band like Stutterfly. I don't know if you've ever heard of
I don't
them,
think I
but
have.
we opened
That's a
for them
great
once. Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I love music. It's great.
I used to go to like local shows every weekend. Every weekend I was at, like, I remember there was the Fernwood Community Center, the Gary Oak Room, and the Victoria Event Center would always have local music every weekend. If it was punk, it was hardcore, it was metal. Like, so I would just
Sweet.
so
No,
much
that's
good local
fantastic.
music in Victoria back in the day.
I
I
tried.
mean, sure there still is now, but
I attempted the bass at one point. Like I've always wanted to learn how to play instruments, but I just can't figure it out. It's not for me, I don't think. I wish I could, but it's just not. I played the bass a little bit. We fucked around. Not a big deal, but and then I've always tried to learn guitar, and I just
guitar's
can't
hard
pick it up. My
to,
fingers don't move that way.
yeah, it takes, yeah, I can play a little bit of guitar,
But
but not,
here's some nostalgia for you. Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
oh, Guitar Hero.
That
Can you
shit
play Through the Fire on the Flames on anything over medium?
I don't recall. I don't think. I think I was probably medium at that. So
Yeah.
that's about it. I couldn't really get.
As long as you only got the 4 buttons. If you need that 5th one,
No,
it's
the
like,
fifth button gets a little chaotic.
yeah.
Man, that was so good. What was your first video game console?
An original Nintendo.
Like
For some reason, I can remember playing it with my dad when I was 4.
what game?
Mario and Duck Hunt, because Mario and Duck Hunt would come on one cartridge,
Right. It was the
but the promotional one.
how you bought
I
it
think
like
it
that.
came
Yeah.
with the Nintendo.
Do you know that the second controller for Duck Hunt was what controlled the ducks? It was a two-player game. One person would shoot the ducks, the other person would control the duck.
No shit.
Yeah.
I need to go buy a Nintendo and fact check this.
No doubt. It's yeah. What other ones? So there was, I guess, my first introduction. Trying to remember my first video game I ever played. I'm gonna say it was probably. All right, the first one I owned was a Game Boy Pocket,
Did you
and
play Pokemon? Pokemon Red or Pokemon Blue?
hold on, calm your tits. So my first game was Super Mario Land. Super Mario Land.
Yep.
I fucking loved that game. My second game was Pokemon Blue. Played the fuck out of that. My
Did
brother
you know
got-
that on the Pokemon Blue and Red and whatever the Pokemon games on Game Boy, there was a battery in the cartridge that's what saved your game.
Is that?
Yeah. So if your Game Boy broke and you're like, oh no, I lost
Yeah,
my
it would
Pokemon
be
game.
within the
No, you just put
cartridge.
your cartridge in a different Game Boy, and that's where your game is saved.
You know how crazy? Like that's so much better.
Hmm.
That's fantastic. But those batteries still last. I still have my Game Boy with my original Pokemon game,
Really?
and it still has it saved.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I had it out not too long ago. I was messing with it.
Did you do the missing no hack? Where you
The
do
to
that
get the
thing where
blue.
you no, where you go up and down the edge of the island and some weird like glitchy Pokemon comes and if you capture it, then whatever's like your fourth item in your inventory goes up to infinite.
Oh no, I never did that. I never did any hacks on
So
it.
I would do that and you'd get infinite rare candy and you
Did you? Were you a
level
blue
all
or
your
red?
Pokemon up. Yours blue.
Yeah. No, my brother had red, but we both had that Super Mario Land game, and he was always better at it than I was, but he never quite beat it. 20 years later or whatever, I like fucking I pulled it out, I'm playing it, and I finally beat it. I called him and I had to brag. I'm like, man, I fucking finally beat this goddamn game.
He's like, what are you talking about?
Exactly. It's like it was the
Did you ever have a Super Nintendo?
so I did not. Um
There was a cartridge you could get for a Super Nintendo called Super Game Boy.
oh,
So it's a cartridge you put into your Super Nintendo, and then you put a Game Boy cartridge into that cartridge. So you can play Game Boy games on your Super Nintendo.
so they had something like that for the GameCube as well,
Oh yeah.
where you could put an attachment underneath the GameCube. Okay, so let's rattle off some um game consoles that you've had, like starting from the beginning. So
Sega Genesis,
Sega, okay, cool,
PlayStations, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I
nice.
had an Xbox 360. I had an original Xbox, and I
Okay,
had an Xbox 360. I've had Nintendo 64s.
so just a pretty much a good selection.
Yeah, Game
Do you have
Boys.
anything ever weird, like an obscure video game
Not.
console?
No. No.
So I had it was called a Vectrex.
Ooh.
It was a video game console. It was about it was a small TV and it had a built-in controller and it had a black and gray screen. It was just black and white. It was no color. But you'd have these little screens that came with the games that you click in front of the black and white screen to give it color.
No shit.
It was, and the controllers were just fucking giant, big buttons on them. It was ridiculous. But I got that from a garage sale. It was entertaining. It was, I think I had Asteroids on it. Was one of the games.
Nice.
Do you know about Intellivisions?
I've heard of them.
My grandparents have one of those. It's pretty worn out, but it's one of the early video game systems that were pretty cool.
Was that like ColecoVision
I
or
think it was
Atari's?
I think it was very similar to that because from what I understand, there's a lot of different video games that kind of came out, but not many like consoles, and then not many actually stuck around.
Did you ever experience Sega Channel?
No, what's that?
So I don't know if it was just a local thing in Victoria, but it was actually a monthly subscription through your cable provider, and every month you got different games that you could play.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember how you connected it to the cable box, but it was I can't remember how it all worked. But yeah, it was just every month you would have different games that you could play for free. Well, not for free, you're paying monthly
Yeah,
for
it's
it.
a subscription base. It was like the
Yeah,
first subscription based
yeah,
video games.
exactly.
Crazy. Okay. What else do we got for video games? I didn't really have many video games growing up. I think the only ones I actually owned were for the first part of my life were the Game Boy Pocket, and then I got a Game Boy Advanced, and then from there, I think we had a PlayStation that we got when I it was way out of date. We ended up getting one like given to us. So
Hmm.
played that a little bit. Crash Bandicoot was a sick game.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo was great.
I can remember me and my buddy Corey. we would do the endurance races where they literally take like 4 or 5 hours,
Oh, okay.
and we would do it in shifts.
Oh,
Like he'd
nice.
sleep over on the weekend or something. And so we'd start it and like, I'm gonna go sleep for a couple hours.
Huh.
And then I remember waking up in the morning and he had fallen asleep as well, and the car's just like in the wall. I was like, dude, all that for nothing.
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
the
I
youth of
miss I
today.
miss being able to rent a game, see if you like it, and then go out and buy it.
So that was one aspect of Blockbuster that was pretty cool. So we didn't have any video game consoles growing up. So really,
Yeah, you could rent them.
we could rent them. I remember we rented an N64. We had
And they
rented
came in
GoldenEye.
that like
It was
bulletproof case
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And it had and it was 007 we got,
The best game.
and I think we probably also got like Super Mario Land or World, something like that.
Mario 64.
Mario, that's it. Yes, Mario 64. And yeah, renting a game console. That is so. Imagine telling the kids of today, we had to go rent a fucking game console we got it for 5 days or whatever.
Yeah.
So
And it was
play as much.
expensive too. I
It
remember,
was, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And then just renting videos, great too. You'd have to run back there and see if they're in behind the cases were there,
Yeah.
and then you had to check behind it to see
Yeah.
if the actual movie was there. Which it's like so upsetting when it wasn't there. I was like, shit, I thought I got here early enough. Can you check the return bin, see if it's in there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man,
Getting those phone calls from Blockbuster or Rogers being like, "Oh yeah, your videos are late."
man, I miss those days. Just it was so wondrous. Like, there's
It's not like today where you fire up Netflix and you spend an hour trying to find a movie that you're gonna watch for 10 minutes and fall asleep.
yeah, you didn't like
Whereas,
before.
like, you want to go and get this movie,
Well,
or
Blockbuster, you'd go there and you'd wander through it. And then your movie that you'd wanted wasn't there. So then you're like, fuck. Now I have to read the back of these and see what they're about.
Mhm.
And then it's like, do I want to rent this one or not? Man,
remember when Blockbuster used to sell the movies that had been getting rented out
that's
for
where
like
I
dirt
bought
cheap.
like all of my movies that I currently like have in a binder were from that.
I have movies from Columbia House though. Remember Columbia House?
Like the production?
No.
What is it?
It's where you could get like 100 CDs or 100 movies or something for a penny.
That was a scam, I
It
thought.
was a scam because then you'd get a bill for like $300. And I did this when I was like 15 or 16. And I don't think it was 100. I think it was maybe like
A
50 or something,
a
or
decent
10.
amount though.
But I got a bunch of movies, like DVDs. And we're getting them like, oh, sweet, cool, right on. And then I get this bill. And I'm like, I'm not paying this. And then they tried to take me to collections. So they're like calling my house. And I'm like 15 or 16. And my dad gets on the phone. He's like, he's underage. If you call one more time, you can talk to my lawyers. And then they gave up. Like,
That's crazy.
and I still have a lot of those DVDs.
Yeah.
And then I'm really guilty for hitting the Walmart bins where they're like
They're
$5
good, though.
DVDs
They're
or
good.
$8 Blu-rays, or maybe a little more than that. But yeah,
I-
I've got quite a collection.
I enjoy physical media
Yeah,
because they can't change them. Because there's so many movies that you watch on Netflix, and it's like, wait a second. Or not just Netflix. We're not bashing you, Netflix. Streaming services in general. You watch a digital movie, and it's different than the original.
Yeah.
Like Star Wars, it's changed multiple times throughout the releases of different ways of watching it, right?
yeah.
And yeah, some of it's improved, but it takes away from the originality of it.
I have the original trilogy on VHS.
Ooh,
Yeah, like the old box set. I think I got it when I was like 13 or 12 or something.
nice.
Yeah, I don't have a VCR, but
I do.
nice. Are you you're a Star Wars fan?
So I never used to be, but I did become a Star Wars fan in my late 20s.
Really?
I never gave it a chance. before when I was younger. Goes with a lot of stuff. I thought I wasn't into things because it was like a dorky thing or a nerdy thing or whatever. But now I just don't give a shit. It's it's like if it's cool, I like it. I don't
I've
care. I
always
don't
liked
care.
Star Wars. They're just good movies.
It is, and they are fantastic movies. So I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't give enough of a chance when I was younger. But now I really like them. I've watched them a couple times, and it's probably one of
Like
my.
you've seen all of them?
I've seen all of them
Okay.
now. Yeah.
I think there's like what, 9 or 8 or
Well, there's
something?
more than that. There's at least 9 movies,
Yeah.
and then there's other ones to go on.
Yeah,
There's
there's
like the Han Solo, like the
yeah,
solo
Han
one.
Solo,
There's
uh,
and then like there's a ton.
Rebels and
Like
stuff.
the
Yeah.
best thing that
And there's
happened.
the shows, The Mandalorian,
Oh yeah,
Obi-Wan.
they're fantastic. Like I think the best thing that happened at Disney or sorry, with Star Wars is going to Disney because
Yeah.
it's not as traditional. It's a little weird and it's changed or this or that, but they're producing more and it's such a good storyline that I'm still interested because it's cool storyline. So I'll just keep running with it.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
Where did we come from on this?
Well, we were talking about Looney Tunes, I think, originally. We're running through nostalgic things.
Then we went into
Then we talked about
music.
some music videos, and I'm getting into video games.
Let's talk about music in general. Like, do you find that like different music works for you when you're in different moods? Like, do you ever wake up one day and you get in the truck to go to work and maybe let's say country was the last thing you were playing, and that comes on, you're just like, I'm not in the mood for this, so you throw on some like Lorna Shore fucking death metal.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. No, you can't, you need variety in your life. And every day is a different day, so why not have a little bit of a different, some days I need the extra energy, so I bump some techno or EDM or
Yeah.
whatever and just gets me hyped.
Friday, driving home from work, I put on some like European techno
Oh
dance
yeah.
party music,
I'm sorry.
and I got in such a good mood.
I was driving very much too fast in my Porsche. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
But like the whole time earlier in the day, I was listening to like deathcore, grindcore, like just skin your sister music. Like,
Yeah, there's I don't know, you need some variety. You definitely need some variety. You know, you also can use music to set your mood, like to turn your mood around and get you feeling, in a different way if you want.
yeah.
What else do we
Well, I think there's nostalgia. What about like events? Like or not events, I guess you could say, like going out to restaurants, like certain restaurants that like bring you back. Like in Victoria, we had a place called Uncle Willie's. It was a buffet
Oh, okay. What kind of
and
buffet?
like
Chinese buffet?
Western food.
Western food.
Yeah,
Those aren't very
they're
common.
very uncommon these days.
Yeah.
Um, it was so long ago. I'm not sure if the food was really even that good, but me and my sister talk about it quite frequently. Like that's something we remember from being kids is like every few weeks, mom and dad would be like, okay, let's go to Uncle Willie's. And we'd have to eat like one plate of normal food before we could go to the dessert buffet. 'Cause they'd have Jello, ice
You would
cream,
just pack
cake,
yourself full of the
pudding,
good
like
stuff.
all the good shit.
I enjoy a buffet. I'm not really big into the Chinese buffets anymore because doesn't seem great, but like a Western food buffet it's good. Like I went to a nice one last night before a concert. It was great. The ribs, they had a homemade pho, they had uh brisket, barbecue chicken. Oh, then they had dessert, the eclair. It's like a stuffed eclair or whatever.
Ooh, no Claire.
Yeah, it was deadly. I was gonna grabbed a couple of those on the way out just
Just
to
pocket
snack.
Claire's.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a really good Chinese buffet right by my house that I like going to. It's only like $25.
Yeah,
Have like 2 or 3 plates. But then the Chinese food curse, you're hungry an hour later.
See, the Chinese food thing, I would almost prefer to order it in now, because then you get Chinese food for 3 days
Oh, I
for
love
for
leftover
the same
Chinese food.
price as you go to the buffet.
No way.
Well, for me, because
Chinese food is so expensive.
if I go to a buffet with the family, there's four of us.
It's $100,
We're
$120, yeah.
Yeah, 100 to 150, let's call it, depending on if we have alcohol or
Yeah.
tips and whatever it might be. You buy 100 to $150 worth of food from a takeout place.
It's quite a bit of food.
It's quite a bit of food.
Yeah.
And then you got 3 days worth of food, and it's good, dude.
There's nothing better than microwaving a plate of
Oh yeah.
chow mein, rice,
Mm.
ginger beef.
Yeah, it's so good.
Wasn't ginger beef created in Calgary or something?
It
You're saying?
was. There was actually quite a few things that were invented here.
I love ginger beef.
It is good, yeah. It's salt and pepper squid doughs. It's good too. Sweet and sour pork.
I don't like seafood,
Oh,
which is so weird because I grew up in Vancouver Island and I went fishing all the time.
yeah, that's
Like I would like all the time, but I would always either throw it back or if I was going with someone that I
They
knew would
would
eat the fish. Like I remember I went fishing with a friend of mine out on his boat and he pulled up a huge halibut and then I pulled up a huge halibut. And the one I pulled up was bigger than the one he pulled up, but the one he pulled up was already dead, so we had to throw mine back
oh
because I think you're only allowed to keep one per something with the rules that we couldn't
right. You
have
had to
more
follow
than
the
one of them.
rules. Makes sense.
So yeah, we had to throw the bigger
Yeah.
one back.
Kick the
And there's this
sausage.
other boat like away from us, and they're looking like, "What are you doing?"
What else brings back nostalgia for you? What about different stores that you went to? Like Zellers,
I used to work at Zellers, but yeah, like
Sears?
Zellers. I remember before Walmart,
I
it was
don't
called
remember.
Woolco.
I don't remember a time before Walmart.
But I remember in Victoria we got a Walmart, but before it was Walmart, it was Woolco. So I don't know if Woolco became Walmart or it was just a whole different entity. But I just remember for years everyone would say Walmart, and I'm like, oh, you mean Woolco? Because I was like, I don't know, 7. I was pretty young.
Huh.
But yeah, Zellers, a buck or two.
A buck or two, the dollar stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There was
like McDonald's play places.
the McDonald's play
They're
place,
very
man.
uncommon. I think there's only like 3 in Calgary right now.
I don't think they're like
And
they
I
used to
remember
be
back in the
though.
day, there was one in every single
Well, they
McDonald's.
used to do birthday
Yeah.
parties. There was ball pits. There was
Remember
slides.
McDonald's pizza?
No,
Okay,
I
you
missed.
might have been a
I
little
missed
too
the
young because
McDonald's
I
pizza.
was pretty young when that was around. I remember liking it, but I remember when you go to the drive-through.
I remember liking McDonald's.
Well, McDonald's was way better 20
It's
years ago.
yeah, it's
But I remember going to the drive-through and people would get mad if you got pizza because
takes
it
longer.
takes like 10, 15, 20 minutes. So anyone that's going to get like a Big Mac or something that's 5-minute prep time.
You know, there's the drive-throughs, like especially in the mornings at a coffee place.
Oh,
I hate how people order
if you
food.
want food, go inside.
Yeah, it's like, man, in the drive-through, it should be just coffee only, just drinks only. Just if you want a drink and a donut, then
A donut, sure, but like a breakfast sandwich or
if you need something
something,
that takes time and be
or a
cooked,
big order.
yeah, you're just being inconsiderate of everyone else around you.
I can remember a time I was in I think it was either a Wendy's or a Burger King drive-through. And you know how that'll show on the screen what you ordered and your
Yep.
total and everything? I remember I pulled up after the car had ordered and I looked and it was like $200 in food. Like 10 or 15 meals and
That's
stuff. And I'm
insane.
like, and I knew right at that second, I'm like, I'm going to be here for a while.
Yeah, you're committed to that one.
You know, at what point does the employee have to be like, okay, go park and we'll bring it out to you?
Well, they do that now for just a regular single meal.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
Well,
What
no,
about
I sat behind that car in that drive-through for 20 minutes, which doesn't sound like that long, but when you're in your car and you're hungry and you're like, I think
You're-
I was
you're
on my
in a-
way home from work or
You're in
something.
a drive-through because you got places to go and things to
Exactly.
do.
You're
Yep, I
trying to
don't
be
have the-
quick and
Yeah.
convenient.
Yeah, it's.
You know, they have this thing called ordering ahead. You
Oh, I
can do
hate
it on
that.
your phone.
It's like, do you have an app for that? I don't have an app for anything.
The only thing I have an app for is McDonald's because you get some good deals on there.
I don't. No,
And Domino's.
I
If
don't.
you have the Domino's, if you like Domino's, some
I don't
don't.
see. I don't order out very much, so it's.
I did a lot when I lived by myself.
That makes sense.
I wasted a lot of money on takeout. Like where I
It's-
live now, we barely ever eat out.
That's good. It saves so much
Oh God,
So much
so
money.
much money.
and your health. So
Yeah.
like so much better. Now, something else that they just will never have again is smoking sections in a restaurant.
Right? Because both my parents
Oh.
were smokers. So you would go into a restaurant, like that Uncle Willie's place I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember every time smoking or
or
non-smoking. Smoking. I just watched Mrs. Doubtfire like a couple weeks ago,
Oh, nice,
and they go
yeah.
to a restaurant and they ask smoking or non-smoking, and that was like that brought me back just hearing them say
Yeah,
that.
just-
Not the fact that I'm
oh.
watching a movie from my childhood.
So
It was
what,
the fact that they said smoking or non-smoking. I was like, oh,
it's
man.
little things like that, yeah, that just takes you back like instantly. You're like, whoa, you're in
When
that.
you really think about it, there was nothing separating the smoking and
It
non-smoking
depends. It
sections.
depends on what time.
Some places
Some
did
places
have
had
a wall.
glass. Like at Denny's, they had a room for the smokers.
Oh, did they? But I remember most restaurants, it was just one side of the restaurant would be smoking, one would be non-smoking. So it's like really,
It's
the smoke is
less
going to make it so
smoking
it's
or
yeah.
smoking. Yeah, that's crazy time.
But you used to be a smoker. You
Oh,
can
yeah, I
attest.
smoked
You
for
can attest to
years.
this. There's nothing better than a nice cigarette after a good meal. You eat a huge meal and
That's
then
true.
sit down outside or whatever and have a cigarette. Like
Yeah, that's for sure. I honestly, I'm no longer a smoker, and I'll probably will never be a smoker again. But man, there is times that I sure miss it. Just like like the after dinner ones. My thing was
driving.
driving was a big
Driving
one,
and
but
having a
it was
cigarette.
I would have this routine. I'd go to the drive-through in the morning. I'd order my coffee, and as soon as I leave that drive-through, I'm sparking up that cigarette.
Oh,
After
you
I
can't drink a coffee without a cigarette.
after I
Like,
get that first little lick of coffee on my lips, and it's like, ooh, yep, there it is now.
like
Time for some-
I'm a smoker, and for me, the worst for me is when I'm drinking and when I'm driving. Is when I smoke.
just not at the same
most.
time.
So when I'm drinking and driving, I am chain smoking.
Just, look for the smoke clouds.
Yeah.
Choo choo. Yeah, man, that's that's one I miss is the driving and the coffee
Yeah.
and the after dinners. Yeah,
Coffee and a cigarette is just
I don't miss standing outside in the cold though, trying to get a cigarette in you just to
Definitely.
get shivering.
I've recently started, well, I've been using them for a long time, but just recently I've started really getting into the nicotine pouches.
How are they?
Dude, I can, like at work, like I drive a dump truck, so I'm driving all day. So it was getting to the point where I was smoking way too much in a work day. So my friend got me these pouches, and now at work I have like maybe 4 cigarettes in a day.
Wow,
Yeah, it's amazing how
that's impressive.
because
And
they're like
it's-
flavored. So
You know,
it's a
nicotine-
nice flavor, and it gets it.
and you
I
don't
don't
have to
even know if
spit,
it's-
right?
No, you don't have to spit. It's nicotine, not tobacco. So you can spit. You don't have to spit. You can swallow it. You don't get gut rot.
Hmm.
Um,
Because apparently nicotine is not bad for you. It's actually supposed to be quite good for your brain, like how it's a
this thing needs all the
neurotropic.
help it can get.
But it's the delivery systems that are the problem.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why everyone tries to say like, "Oh, vaping is so much better for you." You're still inhaling a heated
Yeah, it's just-
substance. Like,
But that's no different than people saying smoking weed's not bad for you. You're still putting something in your body that shouldn't be there. It's
yes,
just-
weed.
it's
You're
just-
not inhaling the chemicals that you are in a cigarette.
It's just less bad.
It's too warm with my jacket on. Now I'm too cold with it off. I start remembering to bring a hoodie here.
Yeah, a little in between. What other nostalgic things? So smoking in restaurants. ashtrays in the cars.
Did you ever have milk delivered to your house?
Ooh, I did not. But
No?
my grandparents had the milk door in their house for years.
Yeah.
That's before milk was pasteurized.
Remember bagged milk?
No, see that's nothing I've ever experienced because I think that's like an Ontario based thing mostly.
Well, we had it in BC.
Did you?
Yeah.
See, I don't remember it ever being here.
Remember we had the milk jug. It was a fucking special jug for bagged milk.
You know what else? Okay,
Remember the juice jug that every mom had?
yeah.
It looked this. Everyone had it was brown with the white lid.
What did your popcorn and puke bowl look like?
It was it yellow or orange?
Depends on the day, I guess.
I think it was an orange bowl, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that was the popcorn bowl, the puke bowl. And I remember when I was really young, I was like 6 or something. My dad was cutting wood on a table saw in the backyard, and he could cut his thumb off.
Oh, so it's the blood
And
catcher too.
so after he got back from the hospital, he would have to soak it in, it was probably like salt water or
Yeah,
something to help
makes
it
sense.
heal. And he would use the puke and popcorn bowl. I remember I would ask him to see it, and he'd always be like, "No, you don't want to see this. No, you don't want to see this." And then finally, it's like, "You know what? Fucking look at it." I never asked to see it again.
That's fair. That's funny. Oh man. There's a lot that brings nostalgia for me. I can't and it's just weird things, just hit and miss. It's just little thing will get you. I like
Mhm.
going through like the antique stores every once in a while. You
And you'll
see
see
things, it's
something that
like,
just
oh,
reminds you.
and it just brings you back to just I don't know what it was, but the world just felt warmer. The people seemed nicer.
Everything wasn't so rushed.
Yeah, there was no phones in front of your face. There was more kind human. People would hold doors open for each
Mhm.
other. It would be, oh, hey, sorry, you're welcome, and manners, and you know,
Conversing in general.
yeah, and just like, it's crazy with how distracted people are these days. But which it's unfortunate, but it is the way. It's what's happening.
Remember before we had smartphones and we were texting with T9?
Oh man,
Wasn't that so much easier?
no, but you got
I found it so much easier to text and drive with T9 because I didn't even have to look. I could just be
right
like, remember
after.
T9? It was like predictive text almost. Like you just had to press one of the buttons and it would form the word.
I guess, yeah.
So yeah, you wouldn't even have to
Was
look at your phone. You're just like driving down the road and I'm on my way. Sent.
I'm on my
But so does yeah,
something
it would
else.
be like I'm no Maywai.
Yeah, exactly.
But you get that text like, oh, he's driving. He's
Yeah,
on
he'll
his
be here
way.
soon. Yeah, exactly. Man, is there anything? Oh, Chuck E. Cheese.
I've never been.
We
I
can
have
go.
never. Is it still open
They
over
sell.
by Sunridge?
I think so, and they sell beer there too.
No shit.
Yeah, I think they put a
Oh,
limit of 2 or 3 on you, but
Next Grab Your Ankles podcast will be coming to you live from Chuck E. Cheese.
man. Well, for nostalgia though, I don't
I
think
mean, if
it's
nostalgia to me is just kind of like you said, it's that warm feeling, like
yeah.
that feeling of home, kind of when times were better. I'm not necessarily better, just
They felt like it because
yeah.
there was no adult stress. There was no
Yes.
worried about bills. There was no worried about if you got people in your life that are getting sick. There was just no worries, just you and your friends and your family and good warm times. It feels like. Obviously some people probably had some shitty times, but
Sometimes maybe good,
sometimes
sometimes maybe shit.
So I don't know. I think that's a good spot to wrap on the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I think there's lots to talk about with it, but that's good for now.
Yeah. We can always circle back in another episode and we can
Chat a little
touch on
more
some
about it.
things.
All right, well, thanks for tuning in. Catch you on the next one with Grab Your Ankles.
Just
I'm
remember,
Travis.
things were always better back in the day. I'm Aaron. Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.